On this episode, we make our way to Ivongo to recruit some stem cell donors, have a jam with caravan folk, and forget to lock our tailgate. We had some time to kill, so we pulled into Munster Bay and got ourselves a toilet with an ocean view. On the way to Port Edward, we were invited to stay at a top-class campsite that walks straight out onto the beach. We had some luck and made a buck, and then picked up some liquid gold before hitting the road on a mission to find a wonder of the wild coast. We had to take the long loop around after spending a sneaky night in a casino parking. We took a short left from the Siki which took us on a dust road to a hidden paradise in Pondoland. It's go day again today. We've spent a week here at the 1020 Caravan Resort and it's been really awesome. For the last, I would say about 600 kilometers, we've noticed that Betsy uses a lot of water and she actually overheated on the Mateng Pass in the Sutu. I've been keeping my eye on that, making sure that there's no leaks, but she seems to be burning water, which means there might be a small crack that's letting the water through to where the combustion takes place, which is not a great thing for a motor. Unfortunately, my budget doesn't allow us to go through to a Mercedes dealership and get the engine stripped to check it out. So I went to get some coolant. Yolandi saw this product. It basically stops any leaks in your intake and your radiator. Goes and looks for the cracks, heals itself up. I'm not too sure. Yeah, it's kind of a desperate attempt. I don't know how I'm expecting this stuff to fix the problem, but I'll be amazed if it does. But let's see. The only way of knowing was to chuck it in, say our goodbyes to fellow campers and hit the road. We are all settled in Ivongo at the Oasis Caravan Park. So a wonderful caravan park. It's got lots of trees, nice birds, walking distance of the spot. Tomorrow we've got the recruitment event and then head off to Port Edward side for the next event. We are set up at the Ivongo flea market today and it's a very windy day and unfortunately we couldn't get into the market itself because the truck's too big, so we're right at the back of the parking lot. Haven't had great success yet. We got back to the campsite about an hour ago from the market. The Rotary Club was amazing in hosting us, but unfortunately on the sales side of things we didn't have a single sale. So that's been the case for the last couple of markets actually, and it has stressed us out. We still got to eat, still got to put a bit of diesel in the tank and every now and then pay a campsite. But yeah, on arrival Wilhelm walked over, he's the owner of the campsite, and said that he had a chat with his wife and that they would love to sponsor 3 nights accommodation for us in Ivongo. That's amazing.
We could give back by listing our aces on listable.
But it got even better as another camper walked over and started up a chat about Betsy, and we shared our vision for our project with him. After the conversation, we went back into the house and started cooking up a meal, and we had a knock on the door about 5 minutes later. It was the same gent and he handed us $500 to assist with diesel costs on the road. Neither of them knew we were in a financial predicament, which just makes it even better. And I've slapped the Oasis Caravan Park sticker on the back here so that we can remember them. Alright, we're making our way out of the Oasis Caravan Resort now, Caravan Park. Wilhelm is showing us out with all of the cheese. I can't believe it, but I forgot to lock this boot and we still have everything.
Like even the bolt.
We lost the gas strut in the process. Middle class in the mid to late 90s. Chances are that you've seen this place before.
Moorgate was and still is an affordable holiday destination that attracts crowds of holiday goers during the festive season.
We had a walk around Moorgate.
So attractive.
Saw a drug deal life, but yeah, I experienced a bit of childhood nostalgia. We had to kill a week before our next upcoming event, and a friend told us about a small coastal village and a place to stay. Brian, a good friend of ours, gave us this amazing spot. He said we could hang out here as long as we want. He uses this for fishing. It's in Munster Bay. Yolandi said she could do a better job in parking the truck for us, so she's going to do that. Good stuff. This is the water system. That's the donkey to heat up the water. I believe we got a shower. The toilet, nice and fresh.
Ocean view.
Ocean view, eh? It's very lucky. We took a stroll to get to know the lay of the land. Some maintenance was needed and I could sand and seal some of the timber, a regular upkeep for us. After spending a couple of lacquer days on Brian's property, we've now run out of fresh water. Also, our batteries have taken a knock because it's been overcast for the last 2 days and I've been using a grinder and Yolandi's been going mad with the sewing machine inside. So we need to find a campsite to plug in and fill up with our water. Over to To Strand, To Strand. They've just given us a shout saying that they'll give us 2 nights accommodation free of charge on their spot, and apparently quite a nice place. Yolandi looked it up. Okay, so it looks like we are really lucky to have a spot here. It's dead quiet because it's out of season, but it looks like an amazing place. They can take 1,000 people. There's a swimming pool, a very nice tuck shop, a restaurant. Gonna go and check out the campsite now.
Another prime campsite to have a look at on Listable.
tomorrow we've got the drive coming up, and we've also connected with Jason. He put us into contact with Kevin. Kevin's son went through a stem cell transplant, I think a couple of years ago. A good connection to help us share through the local community to motivate people to come out. But yeah, we are extremely lucky with this spot for the 2 nights. It's an awesome resort. I mean, you've got everything you want: fluffy slides, games and activities to keep you busy. I'm waiting for them to open this gate. It's at 6:30. Apparently you can walk straight down to the beach. So Betsy's doing an excellent job at recruiting people as donors. I'm walking over with some sign-up forms for campers. The campsite is right there. I mean, right through these bushes. We've been on quite a couple of beaches, and this one definitely the cleanest so far. Just past 6 in the morning now. We'll be starting up the truck, unfortunately for our neighbors. The market got back to us saying that we wouldn't be able to set up the recruitment drive, unfortunately. We'll still go through and sell some product, although it is raining today. Let's wake up some campers. So today we are set up on a very lucky spot. Unfortunately, we can't do any stem cell donor recruitment, but at least we can sell some products and make some money. And then we met a guy a couple of months ago, a couple, at the Mlilwan Reserve in Swaziland. And they actually are part owners of that tree house. And they've given us the spot for tonight and tomorrow night, which is awesome. Our day was cut short with the arrival of rain, and we headed up to get settled and grab some shots to put down another listing so that you can check them out too. So woke up in a very lucky spot today. Yeah, yesterday even was a success. We managed to sign up one person. We're gonna get some work done. It's a good spot to do so. Then tomorrow we need to go on the hunt for used cooking oil. We are running quite low on fuel. That's diesel and cooking oil. I'm gonna run to all of the restaurants and takeaways in the area and see if we can motivate somebody to donate some used cooking oil, which will take us to the next spot, Port St. John's. But we met some cool locals here. One of them, Jason, gave us a pin drop. Apparently there's a gravel road that runs up to the ocean. There's some waterfalls. And then Yolandi's been working really hard this week in trying to get our new product launched. Going crazy on the sewing machine, making the boopens bag, which is an idea that we came up with on the road. It's like a fanny pack, but a pretty cool one made from hemp. We'll see how that sells at markets and online. It's been a busy few weeks, and setting up the drives take up a lot of time. Today, our last day in Port Edward. I made a couple of phone calls yesterday to local restaurants and fast food joints, and it sounds like there might be one willing to sort us out. For now, I'm busy planning the route on the Tracks for Africa maps. We'll be going on quite an adventurous trail today from Port Edward up to Bizana, to Magusheni, Flagstaff, and then at Lusikisiki we'll take a left onto this gravel road that sounds to be quite untouched, and that goes to a very interesting part of the coastline. This is all the Wild Coast. There's a little island right next to the Msikaba Riverline. There has been quite a number of shipwrecks down this coastline, and apparently you can find some of the porcelain off one of the ships on this little island. Also sounds to be quite a good snorkeling spot over here, so we won't miss out on that. There's a very nice hiking trail that goes all the way from Port Edward down to Port St. John's. It's like 70 something k's, so a 4-day trail. We won't have enough time to do that, and also emailed all of the hotels and lodges and campsites down this stretch to try and go and check them out. We'll probably end up spending spending 2 or 3 days. Head back to the tar road towards Port St. John's. Definitely need to fuel up first. Coincidentally, Kevin, whose son had the transplant, pulled up and could give us Andrew's number, the owner of a local takeaway. Okay, I managed to come right in Port Edward at Tiago's. Phoned up the owner as well as head office, and after a bit of discussion, they've agreed to give us 80 liters of used cooking oil. Apparently it's sunflower oil, and as they flame grill all of their food, it should be quite clean, because usually when that happens, they only fry the fries or the chips, and that's less food contamination in oil.
Liquid gold.
No. I got Wayne behind me from the Celtics in Port Edward. Wayne was very generous in giving us a discount on the diesel. So thank you very much, Wayne. Really appreciate it.
No problem, you're welcome.
We got Wayne signing up. We wouldn't have made it all the way, as there weren't enough hours left in the day and we had to find a safe stopover. Yolandi was quite clever. We're going to boondock tonight. Stopped over at the casino. Cost us 20 Rand to get into the gate, and they close tomorrow morning at 4 o'clock. Yeah, safe parking. As long as nobody knows we're staying over in the truck. We won't be doing a bit of gambling, and then we'll hit the road 3:30 tomorrow morning on the way out to our next destination.
A great memory was made when we were spending our last bit of bucks on a pizza.
So it's about 3 o'clock in the morning. We didn't have the best night's sleep. We're going to head off towards Msikaba. It should be about a 7 hours drive. We're very excited to get to that gravel road. Just before hitting the dirt, Betsy got some cheers from the Lesikisiki locals. Bit of on-the-road maintenance. Landy's checking what's going on top of the roof.
is rare to find a province that is the center of endemism, which is one of the only 3 biodiversity hotspots within South Africa.
Home to a rich history and a kaleidoscope of cultural heritage, the Wild Coast forms the northern section of an area known as Pondoland. Anna from Pondo Beach Camps invited us to stay at both Msikaba and Luputana.
Msikaba was up first, and along with Luputana, it would become one of our favorite places in SA.
We just arrived. We met up with Lunka and Kaya. They're taking us down to see the tent now, but the road is pretty rocky and overgrown, so Betsy's gonna find it hard to come down. She would, but yeah, rather park her up there and walk down.
Using the solar.
Very cool. So this is the kitchen area. Wow, what a spot there. You guys have a paradise here, eh? Nice. So we're gonna leave Betsy up there for the night.
No question about it, Pondo Beach Camps was getting listed.
Wow. Swim, mate. Safe, huh? Yeah. That's an island over there, and with low tide, we're gonna swim over there and hopefully do some snorkeling. I think it is a cat.
Ja man, iemand wat voor daar geplak.
Is it? The beach sand had an ivory shimmer, the water was crystal clear and was the perfect temperature for a swim. So we just came back from the beach at Msikaba. It's absolutely awesome here. We are only spending one night. This spot is usually booked out by hikers that do the Pondo Trail. The Msikaba estuary is the deepest estuary in South Africa, at a staggering 35 meters at its deepest point.
We didn't want to, but it was time to go, and we'll forever remember our stay at Msikaba.
Making this turn towards Luputana would send us off towards pure bliss. Alright, so we're about another 10 kilometers away from our second destination on the stretch of coast, and it is amazing. We finally stopped. We were going to go down the hill and all the way up to the campsite. Apparently you've got to swim across the river to get to the campsite anyway. It's getting late now, and the piece of gravel road that's right in front here, it's a bit hectic, and I'm glad we stopped. It looks like I've got a rock lodged in between the two wheels. I'll have to take that wheel off to get the rock out anyway. I'm not going to do it now because it looks like it's about to rain, but we do have a pretty awesome spot. Tomorrow we'll wade across the river and go and check out the camp. We're going to take a walk down to the camp over on that side, then taking a walk down to Waterfall, Bluff and Cathedral Rock, which is apparently just a couple of kilometers up the coastline. But first we've got to cross that river there. Yesterday we weren't feeling like going over this. The tires aren't in great shape. If we lose a tire or something like that, it's a big expense. Although we were ready for a swim, it was low tide and crossing was quick and easy. Lupitano's got a very similar setup to what Nzikaba had. It's an awesome place. Definitely would recommend checking this out. Pondoland, where rugged sandstone cliffs layered with rolling grasslands that's teeming with game plunge into aqua blue waters and ivory coloured beaches below. It is a hidden paradise and a largely undiscovered Garden of Eden. Check these out.
Ons gaan eendag so 'n koei hê.
Good morning. That is next level. Waterfall Bluff is one of only 19 waterfalls in the world that falls directly into the ocean. Events where birds of prey soar, waterfalls roar, and endemic fauna cling. This is a place where one comes to reflect and refresh. Yeah, there it is.
Found it.
And that's Cathedral Rock. Wow.
Nyaman masih lunch so.
Tomorrow morning we're gonna hit the road quite early, and I'll have to get this rock out now. I don't think I'll just be able to leverage it out. I think the easier and quicker option would just be to loosen up the nuts. It's also been a really good start for me to get a chance to catch up with some video editing. But yeah, we definitely have to get back to civilization. There's actually no signal around here. I'm very much looking forward to this off-road trail back. Yolandi's gonna do some lekker 4x4 photography for us, right? We've loved this spot. There's nobody around, so it's a good break, and it didn't really cost us a cent.
If you like our content and would like to help us keep it going, subscribe to our channel and consider having a look at our Patreon membership options by following the links in the description.